A little while ago, I was spending time with a friend of mine and we were roaming through a store and came across some Naruto memorabilia. As we closely observed the items in question, my friend pointed out Sakura and uttered a word that I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with. Useless. This single word has been used to describe Naruto's main female lead by many fans for almost 2 decades. And I'm not sure if I agree. But I don't completely disagree either. To say that Sakura is completely useless is untrue, yes. However, being the female lead in a male-centered show didn't do her any favors. When you compare her to her co-stars Naruto and Sasuke, Sakura really didn't accomplish much. Heck, even if you compare her to some of the side characters, some of them have done more than her, relatively speaking. Although, as the years have gone by and the series has progressed, Sakura stands as one of the more powerful characters and is considerably more beloved than she once was. That being said, I still think she sucks. And the reason is way more obvious than you would think. Now, before anybody gets their feelings hurt, I want to make a few things clear. 1, this is just my opinion. 2, Sakura is very powerful, and Sakura as a genin could beat the crap out of me. And 3, I'm not here to criticize her abilities, I'm here to call into question her character. Alright, I know it's been a while for some of you, so let's take it from the top. Sakura Haruno is a member of Kakashi's team who...
the person I like
is supposedly...
my hobby is,
really good at...
my dream for the future is...
Genjutsu. You know, while this is really annoying, I do understand that she's just a young girl, and so I do suspect that she'll eventually move on from Sasuke and develop further as a character. Right? Right? Well, let's look at Sakura's accomplishments throughout the show, which isn't a lot. Specifically part 1, that is. When the team first meets Kakashi, the 3 of them are given a test, in which Sakura almost does nothing. Naruto and Sasuke are far more proactive when fighting against their teacher. That's okay, maybe down the line she'll get better.
Stay behind me!
Hey, good job! That's what I like to see. Alright, what else?
Well, looks like the female member of the squad has the most advanced chakra control.
Not bad. I can't imagine why people would give this character such a hard time. Oh, wait! Now I remember. The first fight with Zabuza. She just sits there being a cheerleader. In the second fight with Zabuza, she just sits there being a cheerleader while Kakashi, Naruto, and Sasuke do all the fighting. Cool. Oh! And in the Chunin exams, Sakura is protected by her teammates who get critically injured, and then she has to look after them while they're recovering. During this time, the group is ambushed and Sakura has to defend both Sasuke and Naruto from the hidden sound ninja. So, how is she going to defend her teammates? Well, at first, she actually does okay. And she even gets this cool moment.
A log!
But sadly, it doesn't last. She is beaten and receives help from Rock Lee, followed by Team 8, and finally, Sasuke! Hey. Make no mistake though, she did have a cool moment, but it feels undermined by the events that followed. And for the rest of the arc, it doesn't really get any better for her. At the end, during the invasion, Sakura tries to assist Naruto in taking down Gaara, but immediately gets bodied and turned into a damsel in distress, leaving Naruto to take care of the problem. To be fair, this also happens to Sasuke. He just ends up sitting there while Naruto does all the work. Hey, do you remember those times when the story told us that Sakura was adept at Genjutsu? Or how about the time that it showed us that Sakura was great at chakra control? Because I remember those times. Kishimoto, for whatever reason, put into his story these 2 things that she was really good at, and then promptly forgot about them. Anyways, in the next arc, Sakura is still useless, as she contributes almost nothing except being a whiny crybaby. She could have gone with the group, but for some reason didn't. Anyways, we finally move on to the time skip, and Sakura actually does something?
Impressive.
Better late than never, I suppose. So, surely this means that she will be far better from here on out, right? Well, not really. At least not until the 5th Great Ninja War. There's a few things here and there, but not anything noteworthy. During the war, she does help heal Naruto, who is critically injured and almost dead. And finally, she gets the last punch on Kaguya. And, that's it. One of Sakura's biggest problems is that she finds herself to be the main female lead in a shonen, a genre dedicated to boys and young men. Despite arguably being the third main character in the story, unfortunately for her, it just revolves around her two teammates, and leaves her as the third wheel. When defending her character, fans will often cite moments of her courage as well as her physical strength that she obtained later on in the series as examples of her so-called incredible character. Then they will proceed to talk about Boruto and explain how she is one of the more powerful characters in the story. And then, they will be baffled by the fact that somebody like me doesn't like Sakura's character. You see, I've just spent the last few minutes going over what Sakura fans think is the issue. Her lack of involvement and underwhelming performance in the story. And that's definitely some other people's issues with her, but not mine. I don't like Sakura because of this.
All I really want is for you to accept me, Sasuke. I'm begging you, don't walk away!
Damn it.
私もついていくって言ったら
It's not as if I don't acknowledge that these amazing things that Sakura has done, because I do. The problem is I also remember these other scenes. Scenes where she is completely head over heels for a self-absorbed, destructive person. And overall I wouldn't have a problem with this so long as she evolved by the end of the series. But she never does. Sakura starts the series as a little girl who is head over heels in love with Sasuke, and ends the series that exact same way. But Green Line, what about Sakura and Boruto? Somehow, it's even worse. I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like I know all the ins and outs of Boruto because I haven't watched much of it. But from what I did watch from Sakura, it only solidified my opinions of her. To be fair, Naruto himself doesn't get off scot-free when it comes to his characterization in his son's sequel series. He's an absentee father most of the time when the series starts. And being the master of the Shadow Clone Jutsu, you would think that he would be able to spend more time at home, but alas, he doesn't. Sakura, while not being an absentee parent, is still irresponsible. Her daughter, Sarada, has not met her father, Sasuke, for most of her childhood. In Naruto Gaiden, Sarada meets her father for the first time, and he doesn't recognize her. Sasuke has never met up with his daughter at any point while she was growing up. Yes, this is mostly Sasuke's fault, but Sakura needs to bear some of the blame. While Sasuke absolutely needed to raise his daughter and provide her with love and care, Sakura lied to her daughter. Sakura had every opportunity to meet up with Sasuke, but she didn't. Oh, but she can't meet up with Sasuke because he exiled himself from the village and can't meet up with his family. Sakura, oh, I don't know, could ask her teacher, the 6th Hokage, and ask him to bring Sasuke back to the village and raise their daughter. I would think that Kakashi would absolutely take Sakura's side in having Sarada not be fatherless, seeing as though Kakashi, well, has some father issues of his own. Instead, she goes out of her way to lie to her child and risk her husband stabbing Sarada on sight. Some people will go out of their way to use sexism and misogyny as a shield for criticism against Sakura, while simultaneously ignoring us when we praise characters like Hinata, Tsunade, and Temari. I do think Sakura has done some impressive things during the runtime of the Naruto series. However, that doesn't erase all the bad decisions that Kishimoto included with her character. She should have been handled better. In order to elaborate further, I'm going to compare her to another character. But not just any character, like from the same series like Hinata or Tsunade. I'm going to compare her to another Sakura. Sakura Kinomoto is a 4th grader at Tomoeda Elementary School. Her favorite subjects are PE and music, but she doesn't like math very much. Sakura also considers herself very cheerful. Green Line, didn't you just quote Sakura's opening line? Yeah.
I like PE and music. I hate math. I'm a very energetic girl.
Now compare that with Sakura Haruno's likes and dislikes that Kakashi asked about.
The person I like is...
A boy.
My hobby is...
A boy.
My dream for the future is...
A boy. In just a few moments, I believe Sakura Kinomoto's character surpasses Sakura Haruno's by a mile. You see, in Cardcaptor Sakura, Kinomoto isn't solely defined by her crush on her older brother's friend, Yukino, and while her crush lasts for most of the series, eventually the series acknowledges the fact that Sakura has to move on. The way the show treats this moment is way more mature than I would initially have thought. Normally, with these types of things, the show would have the male character be completely ignorant to the fact that the girl has a crush on him, with something cheesy like, "Oh, I like you too." In the end, nothing would really be resolved, but here, it's resolved. As a result, our female lead can move on organically. Compare this to Sakura's relationship with Sasuke.
Why won't you ever tell me anything? Why are you always silent? You hate me.
It's so romantic. Some people will say that Sakura is a powerful character not deserving of hate. And they're not necessarily mistaken about her being powerful. It's just that Sakura Haruno is consistently sabotaged throughout the series. Time and again, we see it. Sakura is shown to have excellent chakra control, but then this goes nowhere and she becomes the third wheel in the fight with Zabuza and Haku. In the Chunin exams, Sakura suddenly blossoms, but ultimately gets rescued by Rock Lee and Sasuke. When Sasuke leaves the village, he doesn't go with Naruto and the others to save him, despite the fact that even Lee was able to meet up with them. Come on, man, he was crippled! Recovery time? What's recovery time? All I need is 5 minutes. Finally, in Shippuden, Sakura takes on a member of the Akatsuki, and with some assistance is able to win. However, after this, she does little else, until the end of the series. But you know what? I could forgive Kishimoto for all of his character's mistakes. If A, she didn't lie to Naruto,
I love you, Naruto.
and B, if Sakura didn't end the series the same way she began it. You want to see a strong female character named Sakura? Go watch Cardcaptor Sakura. Sakura Kinomoto learns and grows as a character, and by the end of the series, she changes. Sakura Haruno, on the other hand, changes only with her fighting stats. She does get physically stronger, to be fair, but at the core of her character, nothing hardly ever changed. Don't hate on Sakura, Green Line. She's strong enough to be the next Hokage. I don't care. Every time I think her character has improved, something else happens after the fact that shows me otherwise. And I know I haven't talked enough about her beloved husband either. Despite being redeemed, Sasuke is still a terrible father and husband. Maybe I'll get around to covering Sasuke one day, but in the meantime, go watch Midnight Dre for some more Sasuke slander. And that will be all for me. If you liked anything I had to say, leave me a like and subscribe. I'm on the road to 10k subs next year. And until next time, guys,